This is Spec Ops 56 and my faithful Indian companion John Doe, and this is a survival food review that was requested by one of my subscribers. And what this is going to be is a review and a comparison between the Mainstay Emergency Survival Food Bars and the Ultimate Survival Technologies Survival Food Bars. Now, I've got a lot of information to tell you about these. In fact, I've got 8 pages of information. However, it's not as bad as it sounds because this is 8 pages in a font size that I can actually read. So, be more like about 3 pages in normal font size. So, now these kind of survival food bars, these are the kind that each one of these little squares is 400 calories. There's 2,400 calories in each of these. The Mainstays have been around a long time. They're Coast Guard approved, and as far as I know, so is the the UST ones. And I have had these before, the Mainstays, and basically they taste like a really dense sugar cookie, or at least they used to. I haven't tried them in years, so they may have changed it, but I don't know. This one I had never heard of until it was requested of me to compare the two, because there's quite a bit of price difference between these two. And we're going to get to that. Now, I'll tell you first a little bit about the Mainstay 2,400 calorie survival bar. I bought both of these off of Amazon, and this one, the Mainstay, costs $16.85 off of Amazon. It is not cheap. And that was one of the reasons why this was requested of me, because this one is a good bit cheaper, which you'll find out shortly. Now the Mainstay, I don't know what's wrong with my throat today. The Mainstay Emergency Food Ration is the leader in competently designed food products for use in emergency survival situations of many types. An approved military ration, this 2,400 calorie meal in a bar, is designed to be broken into 6 400 calorie sections, which are pre-scored for measurement. You can separate the bar into 400 calorie segments and make it last. The nutrition cannot be beat with Mainstay. This is no simple power bar. This is designed for survival. It is non-thirst provoking, and Mainstay is the leader in relief effort food suppliers for global relief strategies. Now I'm going to stop here for a moment and make a little editorial comment where they say that's non-thirst provoking. Wrong. At least when I had them, they are thirst provoking, and because of what they are and how they're made, you definitely want to have water with you when you eat these, because they'll suck up all the moisture out of your body and they swell up. So you definitely want to have water. Now, all Mainstay emergency food rations have a real 5-year shelf life and are approved by the United States Coast Guard. Now, the key benefits are, and this is their list: 5-year shelf life, non-thirst provoking, which I disagree with, withstands temperatures of negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Ready to eat. Each package contains 6 pre-measured 400 calorie meals. Individualized portions eliminate the messy breaking up that occurs with other bars. Allows for on-land emergency consumption in a high-stress active situation. Contains no cholesterol or tropical oils. Meets the U.S. Coast Guard standards, and then it lists a number here, which if you can look it up. New modern packaging even meets the stringent guidelines set by the Department of Defense, and there's a number for that here too. Enriched with vitamins and minerals, exceeding the FDA requirements. Pleasant lemon flavor, which appeals to everyone. Now, I'll say again that they may have changed it, but when I tested them years ago, I'm talking back in the 90s, they tasted like a sugar cookie. Didn't taste like a lemon. That we're going to find out today if that's different. Mainstay is kosher, and it meets the dictates for halal. That may be important to some of you. Mainstay is now a wholly owned brand of SOS Food Lab. This strategic partnership allows SOS Food Lab to enhance our global capacities and address emergency situations quickly, no matter where they happen. Mainstay products are accepted worldwide, and like SOS Food Lab products, are vacuum sealed for freshness and a 5-year shelf life, made in the USA. I'm going to be including the websites for both of these in the description box, so you can look it up and find out more information. Next one is this one, the Ultimate Survival Technologies Emergency Food Rations. I bought this on Amazon for $4.99. So you can see there's a big difference. Whether or not there's a difference in quality, I can't say. I will say that I had a heck of a time looking up the information on this one, because there are 3 different companies involved in this one, whereas there's only one involved in that one. Now, it says a safe, reliable source of calories and nutrients. UST's emergency food ration bars are perfect for keeping in your backpack, survival kit, or shelter-in-place kit. They have a 5-year shelf life and provide 2,400 calories per bar, which can also be broken up into 6 400-calorie portions. Sounds familiar. Each bar weighs 18 ounces. An excellent source of energy for emergencies, natural disasters, extreme weather, and more. The bars have a pleasant apple cinnamon flavor and a unique non-thirst provoking formula. I don't believe it. Features unique non-thirst provoking formula 4-pack of 18-ounce emergency food ration bars with the perfect blend of required calories and nutrients to survive emergencies. A pleasant apple cinnamon flavor, optimal balance of nutrients, and cholesterol free, and is easy to store. Each bar packs 2,400 calories, can be, and I said that many times. Excellent source of energy for backpacking, natural disasters, yada, yada, yada. Now, there are, like I said, there are 3 different companies involved in this thing, which is why it took me a while to find all this information. First website is for ustgear.com, but that's not who makes them. And, as you know, it's really kind of confusing. And then it also says on the package, made by Mayday Industries, which is maydaysupplies.com. And it says made for American Outdoor Brands, which is AOB.com. So, you know, that's, like I said, that's a little confusing, and I don't, you know, I'm not sure I like that there's 3 different companies involved, and it doesn't really tell you who, you know, who is it really made for or by, or anyway. It does not say anywhere, and there's very little information about it at all, other than what I just read to you on the websites, any of them. Any of the 3. I went to all 3. It does not tell you, unlike Mainstay, whether or not it's kosher, whether or not, you know, halal. It doesn't tell you much at all about it. So, you know, that makes me a little leery. Although it does say it's made in the USA. So, I think we're going to go ahead and open these up. And Mainstay has a pretty tough packaging, which is good because that's what you want with something like this to keep the vacuum packing good. And this one hissed when I stuck it with the knife. And this is what it looks like when you open the package. And I'm going to pull this out, break one off, and I'm going to break off or cut off that in half so that alright, and that'll go to, well, that'll go to John. Okay, now, if you don't mind my fingers,
No.
my cooties are FDA approved. Alright, now we're going to open these up. Right off the bat, I can tell you that these are oily. This is dry, these are oily. And I didn't hear a hiss, but I might have missed that. It was well vacuum packed. And this is what this looks like. Now, and okay, this is not quite as well scored as the Mainstays, so I don't know how well these are going to separate. Not very well. Golly. Well, already I'd say that's a mark against it. Let's see what we can do here.
Sounded like a brick.
Yeah, it feels like a brick.
You sure you're going to be able to cut that?
I'm not going to be able to cut it. I'm just trying to break it apart. At least get the... There we go. Now we can get somewhere. Yep. This one's a little messier.
You wear it nicely.
All right. Now let me cut this in half. One thing, it's a little bit thicker, not that much. All right. I'll keep the irregular one. There you go. That one didn't break apart as easily. I imagine it's probably not going to be. Well, I won't say. I'll just. We'll wait until we try it. So.
I'm coming around.
Okay. You
Already got that.
got that? Okay. All right. We'll come on around then, and we will give this a try.
I kept zooming in on it as you would pop them out of the pack.
All right. All right. The first one is the Mainstays. I'll have to tell you that the Mainstays look different from the last time I had them. But we will see.
A little bit of a sugar cookie smell.
I don't really smell anything.
Smell of lemon.
So let's taste it. It's extremely dry. And you can't tell me it's non-thirst provoking. I don't think so. We'll try a little more. Just want to make sure we get a good taste.
Consistency of a sugar cookie.
It's pretty hard.
It just dissolves in your mouth.
Hard and crunchy. Yeah, once you start chewing on it, then it just sort of dissolves.
Mm-hmm.
We got that first bite. It was pretty crunchy.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty hard. It's a good flavor.
No, it's not bad at all.
I think I can taste just the slightest bit of lemon flavor in it, but mostly it still tastes like a sugar cookie.
Mm-hmm.
A less sweet sugar cookie.
Yeah.
Like a lower sugar cookie. But it kind of, once it starts dissolving, it kind of has the consistency of sugar. What else do you think about it?
That's it. You've covered it.
You like it?
I like it.
Okay. Yeah, it is. It has a decent taste.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now we're going to give the UST a try. See what it smells like. This one, to me, has a chemical smell, an artificial smell. Doesn't smell apple cinnamon. It smells
No, not at all.
artificial.
Oh, gosh.
The texture on this one is completely different from the other one.
It's much harder to even get a bite.
It's much denser
Mm-hmm.
and chewier. And that's probably because it does have is a little oily.
Mm-hmm.
They apparently left some moisture in it, some oily moisture in it.
As far as apple cinnamon, maybe ever so slightly. No cinnamon, but a little bit of apple flavor.
For me, it's a very artificial apple flavor. Very artificial. I don't taste cinnamon at all.
Mm-mm.
It's hard to describe. It's
It doesn't taste like anything you would normally think it would be.
it's not so horrible you want to spit it out,
Right.
but that artificial taste is just very off-putting.
Yeah, it is.
If I was hungry enough that I was going to eat this, well, I'd eat it. And like I said, I wouldn't gag on it,
Mm-hmm.
but
The flavor is just, it's not there.
the flavor is artificial. The texture is, how would you describe the texture?
Very
It's
dense.
dense, but otherwise, and when you're chewing it, what would you describe it being like?
Crunchy. Not dissolvable like the first one we tried.
Takes more effort to eat
Mm-hmm.
it. But this, I'm trying to think of how what I'm trying to compare it to. It's a little bit like a really, really, really dense muffin
I was going to say
that dried out.
a brownie.
A dried out muffin, really dense.
I know it's supposed to keep the moisture out by putting these up like this. But if I had to survive on it, I would. I wouldn't complain.
Well, yeah, obviously, you know, if this is what you had, you'd eat it and you'd be happy.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a comparison too of the two. We're trying to compare the two. We want to try to determine if which one is better as far as taste, consistency, and overall impression, as well as is this worth the price difference between this? I would say that the negatives of this, the artificial very artificial flavor. The density and not real pleasant consistency explains why this is only $5.
Right.
Okay. I think that the Mainstay has a more natural flavor.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't detect any artificial flavor at all.
No,
It
I didn't
tasted
either.
like a sugar cookie.
Mm-hmm.
That's best I can describe it. Just a big, thick, dry sugar cookie, and it's much more pleasant to eat. If if I had to eat one and you were holding them both out to me, I'd definitely take the Mainstay over this one.
And you're definitely going to need water with either one.
Whether or not this is worth paying 3 times as much for this, that's something that each individual is going to have to decide. I would recommend that if you're undecided, get one of each, try it out, see which one you would rather have. Personally, well, obviously from a money standpoint, this is the better deal.
Right.
But I think from a quality standpoint, and the fact that these have been around at least since the early 90s,
Mm-hmm.
which says something. And there's only one company that you would have to deal with if you had a problem with this one. This one, I don't like the fact that there's 3 different companies. I don't, if I opened this and it was bad, crawling with worms or whatever, I wouldn't know which one of these companies to contact.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid that, each one I would contact would say, oh, well, we don't deal with that. You need to call them.
Right.
You need to call them. This one, I know who I got to call, who I got to talk to, and who's going to be responsible. So, for me personally, I would choose to continue to get these if I want this kind of food for emergency, because this is not going to make up a large portion of my food storage anyway.
Right.
I'd buy one, throw in my trunk, and buy one to throw in my wife's trunk, and that'd be it. So for me, it'd be worth the extra.
I agree. I like that one the best too.
So, all right. Well, that's been the comparison. You guys are going to have to make up your own minds. We've done the best we can to describe this and let you know. So I hope you find this helpful. This has been Spec Ops 56 and the guy behind the camera, who you all know, John, saying see you at the next review.